All right, now I'm live. I just had to switch software, and so if you were welcome back. Sorry about that. I had to switch software. That other one just wasn't working. I think that's what happens when it's live. So, whoever you are, whoever you were, whoever was there before, say something. Whoever that is tuning in right now, yay! All right, sorry about that. I had to switch software because my computer apparently can't handle two different cameras at the same time. Oh man, I guess I'll have to go out and get a new computer. Man, I hate that. All right, Troy, I had this really cool idea. Has nothing to do with this that I'm working on right here, but I had this cool idea, and it involves like two live shows going on at the same time with like a little separator. So like I might be live right here, you would be live right there, and it would look like we were working on the same piece of paper at the same time, and we would just draw and make it happen. I don't know. It's down the road because I don't really know how to make that happen. I'm having trouble as it is with the software I got, but I think it would be kind of cool to do a live show where we work on the same thing at the same time. What do you know about face proportions, Troy? Yeah, about five eyes across. I agree. That's what I heard too. Um, Here we go. So I have a TV above me, and I want to try and watch what's going on. Yeah, everybody's a little bit different. This girl's face right here And it's another thing too is like, where do you start that measurement? Like there's right here, seems obvious enough, but then is the eye, is it from here to here or from here to there? I'm gonna go with from here to here, I think. Yeah, see, look at that. Isn't that amazing? I would say God had a ruler when he was making us. But this right here looks like an alien. I'm not going to be too worried about making it look just like her, because then I would be like really stressed out. Really, kind of what I want to do is just make it look like a person, somewhat realistic. Somebody else is online besides you, Troy. Nope, you know what? I bet that's me because I'm watching it on my TV. Two people watching, you and me. That's interesting. Like the curve in her eyes is so subtle. It's like, is it curved or is it not curved? It's got to be curved, right? But if that's correct, there's got to be some space up in there. The space looks wider than I have room for on mine. That's all right. We're just going to draw. Are you drawing, Troy? What are you doing right now? That's right. You should be drawing right now. You know what live? You know what me live streaming really is? I probably shouldn't say this live. It'll be recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel, and my wife will hear it. But you know what this really is? This is me making an excuse to come out and draw, and the family letting me. I don't really want to get away from my family. I just want to come draw. And if I say I'm doing a live stream, then they're like, "Oh well, I guess he's got to go out to the man cave and draw." My wife doesn't watch this. She sees enough of me. I don't think she watches any of my videos, which is okay. She doesn't need any of the lessons. I have a feeling that this is gonna like look really manga. I know it's missing. Oh my goodness. Do you know what's missing, Troy? Do you know what is missing from this episode? Do you know why this is not working out? Do you know why my software stuff is not working out? You have to type. Because if you don't type, I don't know what you're thinking. I'm going to give you a second to tell me what you think is missing. You're close, but not coffee. I had that at 6:30. Let me show you what I had at 6:30. This is kind of like drugs. This is what I had at 6:30. So I'm in deep. Nope, that's not what's missing. It's close though. Close. I'll show you. I'll show you what's missing. And if you if you have not had one of these, you need to. This is Swamp Pop. See if I can zoom in on that. It's not going to focus. How do you do this in the camera? Here you go. It's got to be just right. Goodness gracious. Focus. Focus, camera. It is praline cream soda Swamp Pop. Cream soda. I'm going to move this one time so you can see this. Look, we got Han Solo back there. What's up, Han? Got to make a commercial out of this. Here we go. Here we go. All right, back to work. Things are about to get better now. It is good. It's from Rouse's. I don't know where else you can get it on the coast, but I get mine from Rouse's. So Marshall was on here a minute ago, and then he dipped. I guess when I had to fix my software problem, he couldn't stick around. That's all right. I don't blame anybody. I don't know why anybody would want to watch this live. A little bit like watching paint dry. Did you get out your art supplies? Are you drawing yet? Is it upside down? It is upside down. How can I make it not upside down? What if I do it like this? Oh my goodness, that's what I need right there. All right, time out. I think I did that last week. I did something last week so it wouldn't be upside down. If this is the only way we can spend time together, Troy, this is okay, I guess. Bear with me just a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to make it so I'm not upside down. I had a special tripod setup so it wouldn't be upside down before, and I think I left it at school or something. So here we go. It's a little bit precarious, but as long as I don't touch it, I think it'll be okay. Is that better? Yay. Last week I spent like the entire day before before the live stream getting set up, and I had everything nice and perfect. And today I've been unable to do that. But I don't need to spend a whole day on this thing. I just need to draw live Saturday night and not waste an entire Saturday on it. I'll get it figured out eventually. I don't think I would know how to draw people if it weren't for the shadows. Like, I can't draw somebody without tons of shadows. I don't know what word that was. Shadows. And that went like totally the wrong direction. Almost looks like I'm giving her like a little bitty mouth. But that's the shadow of her nose. And I'm just going to draw the shadows. I'm not going to worry about all the facial features. Shadows are what makes it, right? Do I always use an HB? No. I use whatever is convenient. I try to have good supplies and good materials, and a lot of times when I draw in my sketchbook, I draw with pen and hardly ever draw with pencil if I can avoid it. But when I'm right now, like everything is backwards. Like I've got art supplies at school, art supplies in my room, art supplies in my backpack, and none of them in my in my man cave, which is where I'm at right now. I don't know where this pencil came from. Some kid dropped it on the floor, and it ended up in my backpack or pocket, and then it ended up here. What do you use? It just feels like there's so much more space in here than there is in here. This girl's got some weird dimples going on, or not dimples, but look at this. I don't know if you can see it on this camera. Oh yeah, you can actually see it better on the camera than I can with my eyes. She's got like dimples inside her dimples. Yeah, see that's the way I do it too. I currently use an HB because there is currently an HB close by. I should get sponsored by Swamp Pop Cola. I think they're out of Louisiana. Look at there. Made well, it says made with pure Louisiana. Sorry, you can't see that, can you? Pure Louisiana cane sugar, caffeine free. It's a good thing it's caffeine free because I already had a Monster. I really kind of feel like this would be so much better if you could talk live instead of typing, and that way we could have a dialogue instead of a monologue. When you do just the lines around things like shadows, it gets crazy. She looks like a clown. And if this is her face, I have this tendency to take people who are beautiful and trash them. We give her this big old chin. She's gonna look like that guy from all the James Bond movies. Making videos for your students is not really all that hard. This doing live, I don't know. Doing it live is kind of hard, but making the video lessons is not so bad. Because you can record it, and then you can edit everything out, and I don't know. The software is so much easier. That's the only thing I'm having a problem with right now is the software because I want a more professional production. And I don't think it has to be crazy professional, but See, now I made this eye, but I didn't make the eyelid part the way it is. And then I made the glasses too close to the eye, and I already didn't have enough space. So do I make her eye smaller so that I can put that eyelid flap right there? She could hear me talking. That eyelid flap. I don't have eyelid flaps. Hate to tell you this, but you do. This is not how you draw. This is how you get better at drawing. Or I guess I should say, this is not how you draw faces. This is how you get better at drawing faces. This is what not to do. I'm just like nitpicking this whole thing apart. Like, it's probably not as funky as I feel like it is. And I just need to color stuff in. I don't know if I've got a process. Like, I do it differently, like, every time, I feel like. And I'm not really sure I'm doing it. Even if I don't do it the way, what am I trying to say? Even if I usually do have a process, I don't think I'm using that particular process tonight. Partly because this is a new sketchbook that I've been working in, and it's let me show you. It's a mixed media pad, and I've been doing some oil painting in it. Let me show you some oil paintings that I did. So I've been doing these oil paintings. I think this is the first one that I did. And it feels a little tacky, but it's not coming off of my fingers, so that's exciting. It's got something on it though. And this one, and I did another couple of them, but anyway. So my process here is a little bit different because usually I like to work bigger. I can swing my hand around a lot more. How do you like all these flyaways? I like them. They're better than like normal hair. So I guess if I had to, that skull has been a few days. It's still tacky. I'm not sure if I know what you're saying. This skull right here, it's still a little bit. It's oil, water mixable oil paint, and it's not real sticky. I mean, it's not. Well, okay, so maybe it's a little bit sticky, but it's not coming off of my fingers. So they look tedious but interesting. Are you talking about the flyaways? Yeah, I don't think they're going to be tedious because I'm going to make all that junk up, but I'm going to put them in the order of where they go. So as far as my process goes, my first idea was just to kind of make it the same proportions. Use the stuff I know about proportions to get it right. So I found the center of the face. I found where I wanted the eyes. I did kind of a big circle before I did all that, and then the bottom of the nose. But at this point, I'm just like looking at things like, okay, where is this compared to this, or where is her ear compared to her nose? And that's my biggest thing, is just kind of like comparing everything to get everything lined up. And then I'm not too sure of myself because I feel like I'm looking at the paper kind of like at a weird angle. It's like drawn on the dry erase board. Everything is sideways. Wait, it was a question? What was a question? You got to put a question mark at the end of the things that are questions. All right. Let's not me neither. But my wife is a perfectionist, so I have to type everything right whenever I like send her a text or. All right. Can you hear me burping? See, there's just not like the same amount of space. I don't think that what I'm drawing here is proportionate with what I'm drawing here. But I can't care about it too much because if I did, I'd be here all night drawing this thing. Excuse me. I'd be here all night drawing this girl. So I think I'm going to get a few more things done as far as the layout go, and then I'm just going to dive in with some kind of a pen. I think there's a lot of foundational stuff, that needs to be done when you're doing that. I really don't like the way she got a squinty eye and a full eye. And I don't like the way that looks. Particularly the squinty eye. I think I talk too fast and I don't read your responses fast enough, and so I don't know what you mean by not yet. What kind of phone? Oh wait, it's okay. I'll just watch for a minute and make a comment every now and then. All right. Well, um, what what kind of phone do you have? iPhone 8 Plus. It probably has a pretty good camera on it, right? Well, the reason I'm asking is you were saying you were wanting to make videos for your students, and so you can do that with your iPhone um, 8 Plus. Goodness gracious! Please don't judge me by this picture. I'm not drawing a picture of her anymore. I'm looking for a good pen. Is that going to be a good pen? You know what? I tried to use this ink last week, and it didn't work in the other sketchbook, so I'm going to do it this week since I'm using a better sketchbook. Yay! Eventually, I'm going to start coming up with like content ahead of time. Like I'm going to know what it is that I'm doing before I get on line, and I'm going to have stuff planned out, and it's going to be all kinds of great. But right now, I'm just trying to get my feet wet. Just trying to get. I need something to put some ink in. Hang on a minute. Oh, sorry about that. So I have this. I have this empty bottle. This is not going to be any better than what I've already got it in. Hang on. Here we go. Nope. I hope that works. Yes, it does. All right, here comes the shading right here. I'm going to start. This is, by the way, before I start on this, it looks pretty funny right here. Like she got a big old nose, and she's got I don't know, clown looking makeup on. But once I start putting in the shading, I think it'll look a whole lot better. if it doesn't look like a mustache. I already kind of like it better. It probably still looks funny, but I can already tell it's going to get better. I don't know what happens to the chat. I can try switching this and then switching that. You might be able to get back on. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Actually, it says that there's only one person watching right now, which means that you might not really be watching. You might think you're watching, but you're not watching. I don't know. Maybe if you exit and come back. I should probably put this where you can see it so you know what I'm doing. Right there. So I got a little jar of ink, and I've got a pen. I'm just going to crosshatch until everything, or hatch anyway, until everything's filled in the way I think it ought to be. Welcome back. I'm glad you decided to join me tonight, Troy, because it looks like you're the only one. I usually have at least 3 or 4. I like to put down a little bit of ink and then let it dry before I come back and do anything else to it, before I do any cross hatching. So this down, I did some of this first, and now I'm going to come back and put another layer on it so it's a little darker. Yeah. Have I ever mentioned the name Aaron speaking of your sketchy and mine being clean, um, have I ever mentioned the name Aaron Horkey to you? Um, I think I could say that I am influenced by him a little bit, although I'm not near as good as he is. If you have another device or way of searching his name, search Aaron Horkey. His last name is Horkey. He is the master. I think he uses a rapidograph technical pen. When you see it, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I say I'm influenced by him, but as you can, if you've looked him up, you can tell my work is nowhere near his level. But I just love his clean lines and pen and ink style. I don't have the patience for all that though. If one of my students was to tell me I don't have the patience for that, I would tell them this is where we develop patience, right? So I will develop patience the more I do this. All right, this is where I give her a little bit of a beard. This is where we develop the patience. Live. Live from Gulfport, Mississippi. This is the Art Project. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I'm really, really close to getting the 4,000 hours of watch time that YouTube wants me to have in order to monetize me again. It's really interesting what this picture looks like when I look at it here and when I look at it on the on my laptop and when I look at it in the photograph. It's like every little bit of the thing is different. So is it shadow on her neck? Oh, for some reason that sounded like a 80s song all of a sudden. There's a shadow on her neck. Is that an 80s song? Can you hear that noise? That is a fantastic noise. Hey, look, she's got an ear beard. The sound of nib dragging across the paper. Unfortunately, I can't just make that sound all the time. Wait, I guess I could. Hold on. We'll just go right here. This is my current sketchbook. We'll just go. Listen to that. Look at those lines too. See how it just bled out? I bet it went all the way through. Like I almost cut the paper. This sketchbook sucks. I kind of messed things up because now I've got drawing all the way down here and I can't put my hand there anymore. What if I take this picture? No, that's not gonna work. I need to make me one of those little stands to put my hand on. This is really not what her eye looks like at all. I can feel the softness of the paper, like it's gotten softer with the ink on it. Now it kind of feels funny. Another artist that kind of influences me, I think, um, is Alberto Giacometti. So, like, if you took Alberto Giacometti, who is real sketchy and rough, and like sketchy and rough does not even cover it. Like, dude is a scribbler, or was a scribbler, and um, Aaron Horkey, and you put those two people together, two totally opposite artists, really. You have me. Well, okay, like I don't even come close to Aaron Horkey, but that's my cross. I'm a cross between Alberto Giacometti and Aaron Horkey. Who are your influencers? Who influences you when you are working on something and you're thinking about um, sort of what is the word I'm looking for? Look there. See, got my hand in it. Oh well. I mean, I know you don't. You probably don't just sit there and draw and think, okay, I'm channeling Aaron Horkey right now. But when you do, who would you say you are um, most like? Who is your biggest influence? Who do you aspire to be like? Jim Lee from Uncanny X-Men. Um, I had the comic book artist. Is that who you're talking about? I have watched him. In fact, I think I follow him on Instagram. Actually, if we're talking about the same guy, you know what's really important here? She's smiling. Like I drew her. She's smiling in this picture, and I drew her smiling over here. So I'm happy. Woo! But now I'm giving her a bloody nose. Thing I like about Alberto Giacometti is his all of his work is so dark. It's like, okay, if he made a mistake, it's too dark to tell. Yeah, oh yeah, that would be great between John Singer Sargent and who else? I'm not sure. I know jo, Joachim 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 Sorolla. I'm gonna have to look him up. And Monet. I don't even want to be a cross between those people. I just want to be John Singer Sargent. That would be good. That would be real good. My pen is dragging on the fibers of this paper. This paper, I'm constantly making up excuses. I need to stop making up excuses. I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing, pick out the right paper for the right pen, for the right ink, for the right paint, or whatever it is I'm going to do, and stop making excuses. But what I was going to say, my excuse, is that my pen is literally grabbing fibers, tearing it, and spilling paint. Never collected the comics, but I love to draw from them. Yep. What weight paper is this? Let's see. This paper is 110 pounds. 110-pound paper. It's some heavy duty stuff, that's for sure. But it's also, well, it's actually probably not the paper's fault. Like, this paper is fantastic. It's got a lot of tooth to it. But the real problem, I think, is this pen is so sharp. This is kind of the fun part. Just make these little flyaways. It don't matter where they go. This bearing a likeness to this girl is no, or the hair. These flyaway hairs have no bearing on the likeness of this girl, so they don't have to be perfect. I'm just going to kind of put them where they're at in the picture as much as possible. Try not to make it look like these are growing out of her ear. The best sketchbook to get is a Stillman and Byrne sketchbook. I love those things. They're about $20 a piece. They've got several to choose from. They have like the Alpha series and the Zeta series, and I don't know, all these different series. And I'm not really sure which one's which or which one to recommend. But I've had two of them, and I like both of them. In fact, I have a link to them in the description of some of my videos. So if you wanted to go and get one, feel free to click on the link in the description below. I'm just kind of like dragging my pen. Wispy. I don't know what that was. It was my what wispy sounds like. Wispy. There might even be some fibers in my pen. Starting. Well, that one eye right there. The picture on the video, it looks funny. In real life, I'm kind of proud, and on the video, I sit look at it. I'm kind of proud. It looks good, but then you look at that one eye. We'll fix that in a minute. Thanks. Yeah, that reflected light. Yeah, actually, a little bit. Seems like it's a little bit strong in the picture. Is it too strong? I don't want to mess it up. Part of the problem is I have to keep drawing until the coffee, the monster drink that I drank, the monster energy drink that I drank, I have to keep drawing until it wears off. There's a little bit more. You can't really see it, and I don't think I can draw it, but there's a little bit of reflected light on the bottom of her nose right here, too. Let's see if I can get that in there. So the key to drawing the reflected light is actually to draw the area around it darker. But at the same time, it can't be as dark as, right, what am I trying to say? The reflected light has to be shaded in, but the area around it has to be darker. So, although right here I haven't really shaded it in at all. You never had a monster? Oh, all right. So this whole chat thing is hard. Let's, so first of all, you look real close. You can see a little bit of reflected light down there. Do you see it? Of course, if you look at my picture, it's a lot stronger, and I do kind of like it. I'm afraid it might be a little bit too strong. But the other thing is, I want to get as dark as this picture, but it's kind of hard to get as dark as this picture without actually getting too black. And then other things like the highlight, the light right there on the top lip. It's darker here, but I don't want to change it because I like the way it looks right there. So I don't know, to darken it or not to darken it. That is the question. I hope that doesn't look like a unibrow that I just gave her. Make these eyebrows darker so that doesn't look like a unibrow. I'm gonna have to look him up. Joaquin Sorolla y Bastida. I got to be careful how I pronounce names on these videos. I mispronounced Jean-Michel Basquiat, and one of the people that viewed the video commented on my mispronunciation twice. So I'm sure if he watches this thing, I'll get some flack for mispronouncing that guy's name. One of the dangers of doing this live, and I don't know that this has been too much of a problem yet. One of the dangers is I keep looking at the laptop to kind of check my picture, but the laptop is backwards. The image in the laptop is backwards from the image here, and I don't really know why, but it is. And so sometimes I'll check the laptop and I'll see something like I just saw this how this goes up a little bit more on this side than that does. But I saw it in the laptop, so I started to fix it over here instead of over here. It's crazy. It's like messing with my mind. As you can probably see in this picture, this gets like really black, and that's like really black too. But I don't want to make it that black. I want to make it dark. I want to make the whole picture kind of dark. But at the same time, I'm hesitant to make this as dark as that is. All right, so it does not matter really what the energy drink does to me. My eyes still start to glaze over about this time of night. I can't see through the film over my eyes. Look at that. Can you see that? I wish it would autofocus. I wonder if I can change the settings on here just a little bit. I know I changed something earlier. Devices. I don't know how to change my. Let's see. It's probably not the best time to change the settings on your Logitech. On your webcam. Anyway, I have a little bit of fuzz right here. I think I got it. And when I do that, it turns this pen into a paintbrush. Nope, I did not get it. My eyes are so glazed over I can't see. You saw the paper fiber? Oh, you're doing better than I am because I can't see it and I'm right in front of it. I changed a setting on my camera today to follow my face. Like, I guess it has that kind of capability where it can follow my face. But I wanted to change it back so that it didn't follow my face since it wasn't really going to be on my face. But before I could change it, the place where I changed it closed, and I did not know how to find it again. Pretty computer savvy, but if it's hidden, it's hidden. You can't find these little programs if they don't want to be found. I feel like this is turning out pretty good. What are you thinking? I mean, at first it really just kind of she looked goofy, but I think I redeemed it. I did it. I actually did it. I looked at the laptop and was drawing this side right here. But that side is not this side. It's this side. Won't nobody know except for me and the people that listen to the video. Yeah. The problem with the eyes is that I'm doing this in ink, and if I go back into them, I'm just going to end up making them black. I guess I can make them a little bit grayer. I got another fuzz. Does that help a little bit? I think they were just a little bit too bright and a little bit too um, big. Not big, but uh, well, I lay my pen down sometimes too level, and then it makes a bigger line than I really wanted it to be. Did it fix the eyes? Yeah, they need to tone it down. That's a good way to say it. Woo! Every now and then, my pen just leaks, just pours out onto the spot that I don't really want it to pour out onto. It's like this eye over here. Like I changed it 2 or 3 times, and every time I changed it, it got worse. I'm not worried about it. She'll probably never watch my video. I think that I kind of go about all this cross hatching the wrong way. I just it just kind of occurred to me that I'll lay down like a set of marks. I'll lay down like a set of marks, and then I come back to it later and darken it up if it needs to be darkened up. And I think that's good. I mean, in a way that makes sense now that I've said that out loud. But I also think that if I if I put down the right set of marks at the time, like in other words, I look at this little part right here and I know how dark it is. And so when I do it, I do exactly the right line, right amount of lines next to each other that it needs to be. I guess that's asking too much. Like I'm a draw and figure it out kind of guy. And if I draw it wrong the first time, I just fix it. So I don't know that is it possible to know the right thing to put down at the right time when you need to put it down so that your lines are exactly as far apart as they need to be so that I don't tear the paper up going this way too. I don't know. Ooh, did you see that line? Look at that line. That one right there. Can't see it very well, but that sucker is crazy looking. We're just going to shade this in down here. Right here. The original Sherlock Holmes illustrations. You're giving me too much to look up at one time. So I gotta look up original Sherlock Holmes. Look at how bad. Do not use pen and ink on copy paper. Goodness gracious. That was awful. All right. And Joaquin. Sorolla. E. Bastida. I'm gonna look those two people up. Don't give me anybody else to look up yet. Not till next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Sidney Paget. All right. Now, do I need to keep getting darker? Joaquin. Sorolla. So the haters can. Joaquin Sorolla. I know you need to look up my Jean-Michel Basquiat video and comment down below the other guy's comment for me, will you? All right, like my tendency here is to just keep getting darker and darker and darker. At what point do I stop? Because I mean, like some of this looks black almost, right? See, I think the reason, like, I want to get as black as that right there, but I don't want to get, I want to get as black as that right there, but the photograph is capable of so many variations of value, and the pen is not. I mean, it is on a much larger scale, but on this scale, it's not really. So I don't want to get too dark. As I continue to get darker. Do I like how she looks? Do I want to add any more? I had to stand up so I can see it better. Yeah, a brush would. Are you saying a brush for her? Like she needed a brush? Or I should have gotten a brush out and done a brush drawing instead of a pen and ink drawing? Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Well, no, I'm not gonna stop yet. I still think that this down here can be darker. See, it's like right here that makes me think that I could lay the marks down better if I knew what I wanted to do right away. Because I've got like really dark areas and then white areas, and as I'm putting the pen down, as I'm putting the ink down, I'm putting more ink on the areas that already have too much ink and not enough in the blank spaces. Yeah. Actually, what I like to do sometimes is have like a little cup like this of black. Yeah. I'm an artist. I like to have a little cup like this of black, and then another cup of the ink watered down a little bit, and then another one watered down even more. I think what I need is a new nib for my pen. This nib has seen better days. So now I got to go in here and like put a little line across all the little spaces that are too big. I got to do it on purpose. Like if I just scratch it like this, carefree, I miss them. There we go. Now it's starting to look like what I wanted it to look like. I think I'm going to have to not look at the computer while I'm doing this because I keep getting confused between which direction things are supposed to be going on here. Pen is like stopped up all of a sudden. All right. Not not too unpleased. Let's darken that ear up a little. Darken this ear up a lot. All right. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. What do you think? This is your last chance to tell me if there's anything you see that needs fixing. Let me move this out of the way. You can compare. Does it look like her? Yay or nay? Seemed like there was something else I was just about to do. Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. Do you see anything that looks off? Does that eye look bigger than that eye? Well, that's because it is. She's got one large eye. Still got a swig left. All right, that was it. It's empty. Well, like I said, I don't know if she'll even see it. She let me take a picture. Her and several of my students did. I've got a stack of pictures here. This guy, and they let me take multiple pictures. This guy, this girl, dude, and anyway, they all let me take pictures of them. I need to take some more this year so I can get some more reference photos. But anyway, I've had them for a year now, and I've done several of them in charcoal and all, but hadn't really done one in a while. So here we go. There it is. I hope you come back and see me again next week, Troy. I'm going to try and do a live stream every Saturday night at 8:30, unless I go out of town or something. And so we need to get together and draw like again. Oh, you know what else I could do here? Hang on. Let's erase this line down the middle of her forehead. I don't usually go back and erase all of the lines, all the pencil lines, but we'll erase those too. Well, that was bad. It smeared on her forehead. Oh well. All right, so I'm done. Thank you, sir. Maybe you could after this is over and it uploads to YouTube, maybe you could share the link on your Facebook page or something like that. Be sure and give it a thumbs up. You can actually give it a thumbs up right now. There's a place where you can hit the thumbs up button somewhere on your screen, or there should be. So give me a thumbs up. You had to have liked it because you stuck around for an entire hour and 50 minutes. So anyway, hope to see you next week. Hope to see you in real life. And that's all I got. I'm tired. I think my energy drink just wore off. So peace out.